So I want to quickly have my 2 cents about the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation. I know everybody has already given their grievances or their feelings or expressed how they feel about the situation. And I know y'all, I know. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say about it. However, I just want to say this is so frustrating. And when I say frustrating, I'm not saying it in the sense of I know her and I'm just grieving for her and I'm so sad for her. But I'm grieving and I'm sad because it's so common. It's so common what is happening. And my heart really does hurt for her because one, she's a human. She has a heart. She has feelings, has emotions. She has a list of things that she's gone through that, have played out publicly. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself has to be frustrating. But I've had conversations with a couple of people, and some people have even hinted at them feeling like this was some people are hinting at the fact that they feel like how are they phrasing it? Like it's a PR stunt or that it was not a real relationship. I personally don't believe that. I feel like she's gone through too much publicly to just want to pile and add that in. But even if this situation is not real, in her case, it's real in so many people's cases where, they're just being publicly played. Or even not publicly, just being played, period. And like, to even see his response is so disgusting. Like, it's so disgusting. It's so disgusting to see him like on social media, like boasting and prideful and being caught cheating. Like, I was just telling my sister earlier today, it's not a situation of, oh, he cheated. That's so surface level. What you're telling me is that somebody who trusts you, loves you, spends time with you, cares for you, you have them around your family, they're doing the cooking, very intimate things like cooking for your family. You're telling me that someone that was very close in your space, you betrayed their trust. Therefore, you can't be trusted. Like, I think we got to start looking at cheating and those type of like infidelity. We have to look at it at that way. And so for you to boast, like be prideful and arrogant in the fact that you can't be trusted, is so crazy to me. It's really disgusting. Like, I like that word lately. That's sad because this is probably the most I've used disgust because I'm just so disgusted with so much that's going on in the world right now. But yeah, that situation is so sad and it's so true for so many people. And then of course, scrolling through your social media, that's all you see right now is the situation that everyone like myself think piece about it. But someone said, oh, she can't keep a man. One thing I am learning, in a lot of cases, a man will stay. If it means that you're not holding him accountable, if it means that, and I know this isn't a blanket statement or whatever, but if a man sees that you're not, he doesn't have to be held accountable. He doesn't have to follow through on what he says he's going to do. It's so many different, he's going to stay. He's comfortable, which is why a lot of cases, the woman ends up leaving. So that situation is just so sad. And then to say, like, to line up all of the L's she's taken romantically makes me so mad because God forbid a woman tries to try again. God forbid a woman puts herself out there and tries to love again. Like, as someone who tries to bypass what has happened and to not let it harden you and to open yourself, excuse me, as a woman who doesn't want the world to get the best of, her experience as it pertains to love and wants to try again and wants to be open to new experiences. And that in order for you to, experience hopefully marriage and a family one day, that you have to put yourself out there again. And so to do that, and for him to know her past, her lineup of trauma, and to still move like that, like, your friends should be concerned. Like, the village and the friends of Klay Thompson should be concerned. That man can't be trusted. He cannot be trusted. But it's just so sad. Like, even when I think, we may be getting a little into the weeds of things, but even when I think about the desire for marriage and for kids, it's not really there like it used to be for me. If it's in God's plan for me, then I'm all for it. But if not, I don't want it. I do not want to be married and to have kids if that is not what God has for me. Absolutely not. And truly, the desire it's not even attractive as it once was. There used to be so much hope for marriage and for having kids. I just don't feel it. I don't feel it like I used to anymore. It's not even safe. You think, first of all, it's not emotionally safe to think about the possibility of opening yourself to dating again and loving again. I think somebody was talking about like the brain loss or memory loss, that people experience when they are depressed and when they're sad and all these different things like that. To go into dating knowing you may potentially hurt or harm me, which may lead to depression, which could lead to, like memory loss and all kind of things. Honestly, sometimes I be very forgetful of things, and I wonder if it's because I call myself dating when I shouldn't have been, and the side effects of that. It's just not as appealing as it used to be. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not even physically, talking about emotionally and mentally, it's not even physically dating. And you cannot, I don't know if you're watching this, if you're not spiritual or Christian or whatever the case may be. I love God all day long with all my heart. I feel him and I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to get it right every day. But you cannot tell me what is happening in the news to black women is not a spiritual attack. I'm sorry. You cannot convince me. The amount of black women and women period, but especially black women within the last 4 to 6 weeks, the amount of killing at the hands of their spouses and or children is, I have summed it up to there being a spiritual attack. And as a black woman, listen, who you choose to marry and, you know, who you choose to have kids with plays it's an everlasting effect on you, or has the potential to have an everlasting effect on you. Say that to say, like, I would love to be married and to have kids. That's always been something that I felt like was for me, but if it's not, then I just have to accept that as for what it is and ask God to allow me to enjoy all the other parts of life that he has for me. But I wanted to just chime in on the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation, because there's a lot of conversation about whether it's real or not real or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. If it's not real for her situation, I promise you, if you look around in your circle, there's a woman near you that is a quote-unquote lover girl that keeps attempting to put herself out there and continues to be hopeful for love and to walk into situations with pure motives and a clean heart and to be helpful and all these different things, who is continuously being betrayed and put down. Like, and when I say check on your single friends, I mean that. Send a prayer up for your single friends. I promise you, I don't just pray for my single friends, I pray for my married friends as well. I truly do. So if you're married, say a prayer for a single woman. We're going through it. Because right now, dating feels like a humiliation ritual. To love a man feels like a humiliation ritual, and it's not. It is so disheartening. It's so frustrating. It truly is. Ooh, that's a little jump. But yeah, it feels like a humiliation ritual. It's where it's not even enjoyable anymore. The hope of dating, or the attempt to put yourself out there with people who cannot communicate, people who are not consistent, people who find you attractive and don't think that you're worth anything. They don't feel like you're worth pursuing. They just feel like you're worth meeting and, you know, acknowledging your attraction and wanting to start something with you without following through. It's terrible. And I think I've said it before, probably on older videos. Just a message to you, man. Please don't think that you're ever getting over on being this way towards women. And truly, it actually goes both ways. But I'm a woman, so I'm speaking from personal experience. But reaping and sowing isn't just, you know, a cliche. It's not a cliche thing. That is Bible. That is facts. You put discourse into the world, you're gonna get it back. You put lying and deceitfulness and manipulation, and you put that into the world. Now, people are misaligned and people just don't work out and we're just not a good fit for each other. That's one thing. But there are people that move maliciously and feel like they're getting the upper hand, and it's so I'm telling you, I think I said to my mom like a month ago, I'm so glad that I was more upset and hurt than angry. You know, like I'm glad that I could just sit and process my feelings versus being vengeful. I didn't want to get revenge. Like, I'm the type of person that can sit in my feelings and try to, you know, work through it and keep it going. I'm not the crash out. I'm not the girl that's gonna crash out. It's never that deep. It's never been that deep before, you know. But yeah, man, dating is so frustrating. As a woman that's in her 30s, who has to hold space for, you know, like, hold space for two truths. Like, yes, I want to experience X, Y, Z, but no, I'm not going to experience it at the hands of settling and dealing with the bare minimum. And then there was this post on Threads. I'm probably going to quote Threads a lot, or TikTok. But there was this post on Threads where a girl said, y'all are helping men build lives that they don't even plan to include you in. And when I tell you, I put my phone out and went to sleep, because I personally felt that. And not in a prideful way or anything to be proud of. Like, I was very embarrassed by the feelings that I felt, because I have done that. Come in and wanting to support and build him, or not even build, but support his dreams. And how can I help? And how can I support it? How can I? Whole time, man, probably either entertaining somebody else or not even taking you as serious as you're taking him. So a lot of what you hear about what I say I dealt with when it came to dating, I'm okay and comfortable with saying it now, because I just know that nobody's gonna get over on me when it comes to that ever again. So I will definitely admit there are a lot of times where I overly poured into a man, or I overly supported and tried to, while not even having my own stuff figured out. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? Yeah. So yeah, I just had to talk about that. The art of dating is so discouraging. It really is. And especially when you have the conversation of like timelines as far as like the biological clock. Me personally, even though I do want to have kids after a certain age, and I'm not telling God what to do at all. But I will say, after a certain age, I'm simply not going to want to have a child. You know what I'm saying? Some women don't care what age as long as it happens, and that's great for them. As for me, no. After a certain age, the closer we get to 40, I don't think I'm going to do that. At all. But if you're reading this, if you're seeing this, if you're hearing this, please be encouraged. There's more to life than to be married and to have kids. I know for a lot of us, that's what we want to experience. And I'm going to rephrase it like this. If you're single, male or female, if you're single and you desire to be married and have kids, I'm just going to say, join me in holding two truths. Yes, we're not going to deny that that's something that we want to experience, but we're also going to acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of life to live and experience outside of that part of life. You know what I'm saying? And to anybody who has continuously put themselves, male or female, who continuously puts themselves out there and to try to open themselves to marriage or to love again, like, please don't be discouraged. Hopefully there's somebody out there. I'm not going to say you're going to get your person, because to be honest, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that passed away that never had kids who desired it. So, you know, it's not, I can't guarantee that we're going to experience that part of life, but I can guarantee that if we trust God, his will is going to play out for us. And I know that's so cliche. I know that it's easier said than that. I know I'm probably going to call my mom in a month or two fussing about the fact that this is not the life I thought I was going to be living. But hey, sometimes that's a good thing, right? Sometimes it's a good thing that this isn't the life that we thought we were going to live. And there's conversations of like divorces that are happening, and it breaks my heart as a child of divorce. It really does hurt, hurt to hear that, marriages aren't working out. But what I will say is, or excuse me, not what I will say, what I do wonder is, and y'all let me know, like, if you knew that you were going to get divorced, would you still get married? Even if it was like 10, 20 years, if you knew after 10 to 20 years you were going to get divorced, would you still get married? Think about the memories that you created with that person or whatever. Would you still get married? I was thinking about that. I don't think so. If I knew I would ultimately get divorced, I don't believe that I would want to get married. I would have got, would want to get married, even if it was, because those are memories that you end up having to grieve. But yeah, again, I know that I'm just yet another person giving their stance and their opinions on this Megan Thee Stallion Klay Thompson situation. But I had to just come in and give my bit about it. And it also just goes to tell you women, and man, I'm trying not to leave y'all out, but I don't know what y'all be living like, and I don't know. But when you think about Megan Thee Stallion, she's beautiful. She has a nice shape that she works out for. My God, my Lord, she's talented, she's educated, has multiple businesses, has her own money. You could have all these things and still not be, still not be enough for said man or whomever. So reach for the stars, ladies. Find a hobby, find something new, start that business, start that idea, whatever it is, do it. Because it is possible. You don't necessarily have all the control as to when you'll meet your partner, if you'll meet your partner, the details of that. But what you do have control over is, whether you give life all that you have and that you go after the life that you want. You do have control of that. And I like to say control the controllables. I am almost at church, guys. We are 7 minutes earlier. That's good in my book. I'm more of the 30 seconds early type situation, but we are 7 minutes early for church. But happy Sunday, everybody. I hope that you all prepare for an amazing week. Take some time to evaluate how the previous week went. Make a plan to have a successful week this week. Add some grace, give yourself some grace for the upcoming week while still holding yourself accountable. We're going to talk about holding truths. We're going to do a lot more of that, holding two truths. Holding space with two truths. It could be this while also simultaneously being this. Y'all, somebody took my parking spot. It's not my parking spot. But anyways, happy Sunday, and we'll check back in the next time.